Hey, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Let us know in the comments if you can hear us and see us okay. I am using StreamYard, which is not something I've ever done. So I am trying to make sure that it's working for you guys. So drop a comment, please, if you can hear me. It says that 18 people are watching.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Sean's enthusiasm is my favorite.
It says we are live.
While we are waiting, I just have to tell you guys, we've got some exciting stuff coming today. And guess what? Sean's my spirit animal. So if you guys have really enjoyed my enthusiasm or lack thereof at some things, Sean is a male version of me. And it's about to get really interesting here. So I hope y'all are prepared.
Awesome. Everyone's saying they can hear and see us fine.
Yay!
Who is joining after the Q&A on Friday? Were you guys there for the Q&A on Friday? Let me know. It was a funny one. Nikki was very hot.
Oh my God, I died. Did you guys watch that live?
Not live, but I did watch it and I was crying a little bit while I was watching. It was hilarious.
It's still here. I might put it on and go to the grocery store on lunch today next door. And I might just check it out. But it was hot. I cut more nose holes and a bigger mouth. But
my sister's here. Hey, Shy.
Hi, Shy.
How you doing?
The biggest question is, what can you flip it for? Some of those
probably quite a bit. When I originally looked at them, they were like almost $200, and I only paid like $35 for it. So I could 100% flip it, I guarantee. But I've also wanted it for years, and I'm probably not going to flip it for a while.
Bethany and I have a money dance that we've been doing for a couple of years.
Yes.
Whenever we used to have like a big sale on eBay or Depop or something that was at least 100 to 150 plus, we used to go like money, 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 money.
Like jumping too.
Yeah.
I love it. I think we should watch that.
Yes, that's what I was thinking when you were saying you could flip it.
Yeah.
All right, a couple people are here from that. So we have 91 people watching. There are some people coming on, so I'm gonna give it a second, but thank you guys for coming here. Yeah, somebody said happy Grinchmas.
Yes. The Grinch is my favorite part of Christmas. Like that's my husband. He's the Grinch. He hates everything Christmas. And I'm over here like Mrs. Claus with my little fairy wand. Like, oh my God, it's holidays. And he's like, burn it down.
Little Miss Nat, so glad you're here. All right, I see a couple people said they set an alarm to hear the news. We do have some news to share with you. We are about to share it.
We do have mods too, so that's good. I was trying to make sure.
I think, Nikki, that you can mod from this chat if you need to.
Let's see.
And then
let me pick somebody that isn't going to be offended if I accidentally. Yeah, I can.
Okay, awesome. Hello from Cleveland. Hello.
I was just in Cleveland this weekend. I went and saw Nate Jackson, and it was the time of my life. So I love him, and I can't wait. I think I'm going to go see him in Cincinnati in March, and I'm pumped. So if you ever get a chance to see him, he is quite the roaster, and I loved him. So y'all should see him.
All right. Well, we have exactly 100 people watching. I thank you, Shelly, for modding. I assume some more people are going to get in here, but I think we're going to go ahead and just say the announcement. We're not going to lead you guys on, but we are very, very, very excited. And I think some of you guys already figured it out based on some of the posts and you guys' participation in it. But we've been thinking and asked to for a while, do something for the reseller community and find a way to help out more hands-on with you guys. And so that is what we are bringing to you today. We are very excited to announce that we are collaborating with Trash Pandas United, which is Bethany and Sean here on the screen. And by the way, this is still going to be a Q&A. So if you guys have questions, you can put them down below and we will get to them here after this announcement. But collectively as a team, we have decided to start the Resellers Edge, which is an all-inclusive training program for resellers. This is going to include the Resellers Edge University, which I'm sure we'll talk about in a little bit more detail here in a bit, but it's basically a course map that you can build yourself, go to wherever you need, and only pick the things that apply to you. And that will be being constantly updated and more modules added as we get what you guys need from us. Yeah, I see some people really excited. Hold on, there's a lot more. So hold on a second. So we've got, with the membership, you're going to get access to the Resellers Edge University, which are all the courses and modules that we have available. Again, we will be adding more. In addition to that, you are also going to get access to live and replays of weekly coaching calls. We are going to be doing calls every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. I have that correct, right, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Mondays,
so, yeah.
Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Very few exceptions, maybe a holiday, we might not do it, but for most of the year, those 3 days. I'm very excited that we're also going to be having different time zones because Bethany and Sean are in California. And we're also going to have different times. So we're going to have mornings and evenings, afternoons. Sometime throughout the week, you should be able to hop on a call with us live. And if you either can't make that live or you just, you're somebody, I'm kind of that way. Like, I just want to watch the replay. You'll have access to all the replays. So we're going to have all of those going on. Oh, thank you guys so much for the excitement. Everybody's excited, but there's more. In addition to signing up for that, you're also going to get access to our brand new Facebook group. So you will have access to a community of like-minded resellers and also access to us where we can more quickly answer your questions, spark some ideas, share our successes, and just really be able to chat with you guys, a little bit more closely than I can here on YouTube. YouTube is not going away, just for anybody watching. YouTube is not going away. I will still be putting up tons of content on YouTube and interacting with you guys. You guys know I look at every comment you guys put and usually respond to them if there's a question. But this group is going to be a better way to reach you guys. And I really hope that you will all join because we are just so freaking excited about it.
We've put a lot of effort in. I say we, but really the three of them. They've put in a lot of effort the last couple weeks. We wanted to make sure that when you guys joined the page, there was stuff that was already there that you guys could already start to learn from the get-go, and then we could just continue to add. So for the last month, we've really kind of hammered things down, really looked at what options we could put out. We've got some stuff that's already going to be preloaded and ready for you guys once you guys join. There is a launch date of January 1st. So we've got a couple more weeks till we get there. But like I said, we've put a lot of time, a lot of effort into it. It's going to be for pretty much anybody. It doesn't matter whether you're just starting, doesn't matter whether you've been reselling for years, if you're full-time, if you're part-time, if you're the only employee or you've got 20 employees, there's going to be lots of opportunities for pretty much everyone.
Yes.
There will not be a size limit as far as I know. I think Sean's done some extensive research to make sure we picked a platform that we could not break. So let's pray that we don't break the platforms. But Sean, do you want to talk a little bit about the sign-up process or the pre-sign-up process?
Hold on. I see.
Or not.
So hold on just a second. I see a lot of questions about signups. We will give you sign-up information in just a second, and I'll let Bethany and Sean give that to you. But first, do you guys want to share maybe like a couple of extras? I mean, those are the gist. You get access to Reseller University, you get the Facebook group, and you get those live calls. But there were some other things within all of those that we wanted to kind of shout out to you guys. And then we will tell you when to sign up, because I feel like it's going to be like a ready, set, go.
It's going to be a ready, set, go.
So Sean and Bethany, you want to share a couple of like extras that they're going to get within those three things. And then at the end, you can tell them where they can sign up.
For sure. And first of all, we're super excited and really grateful for all of you watching the live and all of you guys watching it back. We've been thinking about this for quite a long time, but Bethany and I have been really focused on growing our own business. So the past 6 months to a year have really been focused on growth in that aspect. But we're really, really excited to be doing this. We've worked with other resellers just kind of pro bono, or just because we love reselling and we love teaching people the business of reselling. Kind of like what Nikki said, this is whether you're starting off and you're at the very start of your reselling journey and how to grow to $3,000 or $5,000 a month in sales. And our lights just went off.
I'm so sorry.
You can turn
I'm
it
gonna do
back
some
on.
jumping.
Tell them why. Tell them why your light goes off and on, because they're gonna think it's funny.
I wish I knew why the light actually went off and why it didn't. I think it's just because they have these weird auto light sensors that make things go off and on. But anyways, it's okay. You can just click the on button here now. Thank you.
So in
baby.
California, I guess everything is energy efficient, and so
Yes.
everything has a motion sensor. So that's why that's happening to them.
Welcome to Ohio, where Ohioans
They
are
don't
okay
care.
with wasting all the power in the entire world. They don't care. You want to leave lights on for 6 years, it's fine.
But we are really excited, and let me get to some of the points that Cayley was mentioning. So point number one is, aside from the 3 times coaching calls, the courses and the modules, as part of the modules, we're also going to be doing a bunch of mini courses. So we're going to have a mini course from Cayley on business, things from hiring employees to how much to pay them, how to find warehouse space, inventory systems, all of those things. And both Cayley and Nikki, will be working on that, which is going to be really, really cool. We're going to be having a BOLO live list. So when you guys are going out sourcing, whether it's at the bins or it's at your stores or your racks or wherever you can source garage sales, you'll be able to access this really cool list of a Google Doc where you'll just be able to type in the first letter or 2 letters of something, and you'll say, oh, wow, that's on my BOLO list. So it won't take you a bunch of time to really work through that. Yeah, it's going to keep happening.
so
You can just go
sorry.
click the button again. The third thing we're going to be doing, and Bethany is going to be focusing a lot on this, is we're going to have a keywords and marketing slideshow. We gave this to our VAs and we were training people how to list for us. And we were top 5 resellers on Depop in the world for several months at a point because we were selling so much value. And a cool thing that we bring to the table, and Bethany especially is amazing at, is selling items that you guys might think are not necessarily sellable because they might not have that 100% sell through. But you're looking at it, you're like, this is so cute. I can totally see someone wearing this, but you just don't know how to list it. You don't know the keywords to use. You don't know the right way of phrasing it so people will want to buy it. So we're really, really, really excited for that. And we're also going to be doing live listing Q&As with examples from the audience. So if you're part of the Facebook group and you're part of the program, I don't know if it's going to be once a month or how often it will be, but we'll be doing live listing Q&As. We'll basically take a listing that you'll give to us with a picture and what the item is, and we'll actually break down with your item how to list that. So we're really, really excited. There's tons of cool things coming. I'm just going to ignore the background with the light. Hopefully you guys don't mind it too much. If it goes off again, just leave it off.
Okay.
It's
You
fine.
guys don't care, right? Show them some love in the comments. You guys
Yeah,
don't
if
care.
the light goes off again, just leave the light off. It's totally fine. And yeah, we're excited. What do you got?
Yeah, we are just so pumped. You'll have access to all videos in the program. You'll have intimate access with us in the Facebook group, not only with us, but with each other. And we are so excited to just get in there and be one with the community and help each other grow and elevate our businesses to all new levels.
100%. And as far as the sign up process goes, so right now we don't have a pre-sign up, but what we are doing, drum roll please, is, yeah, there it is. Come on, Nikki, come on. We are offering something that Cayley worked super hard on, which is a free video on the 5 pillars of a successful reselling business. And you can sign up using the link below. And if you click that link, you'll be able to enter your name and your email, and you'll receive that video. On top of that, the first 15 people, so I recommend you get your keywords going really quickly.
I'm going to get ready to drop it in the comments too.
Yeah,
so y'all
she's
get
gonna
ready.
to drop it. So the first 15 people to sign up and enter their emails will get 1 month free of access to the Facebook group and the Reseller University. And on top of that, one of you guys will be selected to be one-on-one coach from us at Reseller University. So the 4 of us. So I definitely recommend you click that very quickly. Get that going, enter your name and your email, go ahead and click it, and you'll get that video. And you'll also be amongst the first people, if you do it quickly, to get free access for the first month, and you'll be entered for a chance to win one-on-one coaching with us all. So
Yes.
We are so excited.
Yeah.
Like, we started off just kind of, I don't know, to be honest, it was like a brief conversation, and we were like, all right, how can we make this work? What are we going to do? How can we kind of make it beneficial? And then, I don't know, I think like every time that we schedule a call between all of us, we're like, okay, let's see what's next. Let's see what's coming. And we get really excited about it. And I don't know.
Yeah.
We keep building. Like every moment we get together, one of us has an idea, we shout it out. And it's just honestly super cool that it's happening so fast. We've got already, it looks like 5 that have signed up. So 6. So it looks like those 15 are going pretty fast. If you want in on it, you definitely want to make sure. They could potentially already be gone. We don't know.
Yes.
You'll still
just
get that
depends
video,
how many
though.
comments. Yeah, you guys will still get that video, which is super cool. A lot of great information in there. And regardless of the first 15 who get that free month, you're also going to still be entered regardless of whether you're the first 15 to also win that one-on-one coaching. So still, now's your chance.
So and we got some. Go ahead, Sean.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say on top of that, just because I'm doing the email part of things, we have some really cool ideas about ways that we're going to be doing giveaways. So once you enter your email, you're going to be having access, obviously, to the opportunity to win the one-on-one coaching. But keep signing up for it because you will have access to exclusive offers, exclusive giveaways. We'll be talking about really cool things about the program. And we might, wink, wink, be dropping something for wholesale as a freebie for people who are signing up for that email list. So if you're interested in wholesale, if you're interested in growing your business, Cayley did an awesome job. I mean, it's a really, really awesome condensed video where you can sit there and watch it and get a ton of information that takes people from all levels of reselling to a different level. So get that video, get access to the opportunity to potentially win the one-on-one coaching, and look out for emails coming in the next couple of weeks because there will be some really cool giveaways and things coming your way.
Yes.
What are you most excited about? Like, which portion are you most excited about in the whole grand scheme? I don't want to say just the page, but as far as the whole collaboration.
I mean, to be honest, and this is what I was going to say to you guys. And by the way, I do see some of your questions. You can go ahead and start dropping your questions either about the Reseller's Edge or just reselling questions. We are here to answer those today. But I think my favorite part about this is it's just something that, I mean, you guys know, we've mentioned it. Excuse me. We have mentioned it so many times over the last couple years. It's been weighing on our hearts to put this out there because I just see a huge need for it in the reselling community. And so did Sean and Bethany. And that's how we ended up, coming together and collaborating. But I'm excited to like truly help you guys and just be able to work more either one-on-one or group with you guys because you guys have been asking it. And I think it's really what the reseller community needs. Like Nikki said, it doesn't matter if you are a beginner. It doesn't matter if it is your side hustle and you just want to make some money, to save back for vacation. It doesn't matter if you're already making 6 figures and you want to continue to grow with all of us. I mean, we have something for everybody from beginner to advanced. We have tons of plans and modules in the works that we will be adding. And, it's just going to be for everybody. And I'm just so truly excited to actually be able to help you guys in a real way and make a positive difference in you guys' businesses and lives. What are you most excited about?
101% the accountability group. Like Sean and I are going to run an accountability session. And we honestly, that's what I'm most excited about. I think that's where I like super feel confident. I like to thrive in that aspect. Not just to like be the grumpy old troll who lives under the bridge, but also just to really have that chance to give you guys some of the motivation that you need. So, I just want to make sure that we kind of have a good time doing it, but that Sean and I get to be grumpy old trolls sometimes. So
yes, and accountability is super duper uber any other words that I can, or maybe you guys can think of. You're probably better than I am. Can think of, because sometimes it's hard. I mean, running a reselling business is at the end of that the most important thing, which is it's a business, and sometimes you forget to do the small things like accounting stuff. You forget about, oh, well, how much did I actually pay for this item? Because my cost of good is not how much this thing costs. It's how much gas did I spend to get there and back. It's how much taxes do I have to put away, which we can't give you specifics, but we can give you general tips because we're not accountants. But it's really treating your reselling business like a business, because we believe that all of you, whether you're part-time or full-time, like Cayley said, or you're someone who wants to grow from 0 to 2 or 3K or 5K, or someone who wants to grow to 20, 25K a month. I mean, between the four of us, we've done over $1 million in sales in the last 2 to 3 years. We've worked really, really hard on our businesses, and we know so many different things that are niched and nuanced, and that you might be looking up on YouTube, but you just can't find the answer to how to do that one specific thing, because it's just this really niche, nuanced thing that only you are experiencing in that moment. It's frustrating. Yeah. And it's something that we're really excited to help you guys with.
Yeah, I'm just so pumped to be able to be alongside you guys and learn with you. And I think that's the number one thing. I think that together as a community, the reselling community can grow and learn from each other so much. And I think building the kind of community where mistakes are okay and we can all elevate each other, motivate each other. I think that we can all give each other the right resources that we need, along with all of our knowledge and all of our experience. I think that any business can be elevated to a level that you can set and achieve your goals for.
Yes.
100%.
I have some questions about costs. We are going to say the cost here in just a moment. But before we do, anything else that you guys wanted to cover? I mean, one thing I really want to emphasize with having all four of us is you're going to get different experiences, different perspectives, and where we kind of fall short in some things that we're not super knowledgeable about, Bethany and Sean are super knowledgeable about. And I saw Little Miss Nat dropped that interview with them below. If you guys haven't already watched that, you should go back and watch it, because they talk about their achievements in their reselling business before they even did wholesale. They talk about how much they're processing, how much they're sourcing, and they just have a lot to bring to the table. So if you guys aren't familiar with them already, go watch that interview, because I think you're going to learn a lot about them. But they just have some things to offer that, we don't, and then vice versa too. So I think between all of us, we're going to cover all of those bases, and we are so super, super excited.
100%. Yeah. That is the biggest reason why I think we all decide to partner up and not just do something individually, is because sometimes in communities, you have to set aside what you think is the best opportunity or best option. And you have to realize that sometimes you're better together. Yeah. And that's not to say that people can't succeed on their own. Cayley and us are both individually amazing at what we do. And I think that's the best thing that we bring to you guys. We're very amazing at what we do. And that's not to say that there's not people who are better than us, because I'm sure there are people who are selling more than us. But the thing is, we know how to get you to where you would like to be. And we have tons of experiences in so many different aspects of reselling. And I mean, we work hard, all of us. And the reason why we work hard is because we actually enjoy and love what we do. And you want people who are not just there to just throw information at you, but you kind of want people to hold your hand and walk you through things that might make you feel a little bit uncomfortable. Sometimes it's not comfortable to say you made $3,000 in gross, but you only brought home $500 that month. It's not comfortable, but we have to figure out what's going on in your business so that we can get you to making $1,500 that month instead, or whatever your number might be. It might not be comfortable to say, I'm doing $10,000 to $15,000 a month, but I'm scared that my business could fall apart at any time. And that's what the accountability is for. And that's what Nikki and I can sit down and say, well, listen, you are doing well, and this is what you need to keep doing, or this is what maybe we can shift so that you have more time to spend with your family, so that you're not so stressed about these things, right? So I think the most powerful part of this, at least for me, and why we're so excited to do this, is because we want to see all of you win, and there is no competition in reselling. There's so much opportunity for everybody to make their own growth and to have their own business and succeed in reselling. And we just really want to watch you guys win. And we know that we can get you there. So we're really, really excited for that.
Completely agree.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself. So Sean and Bethany, do you want to tell them the biggest question we're getting is how much is it going to cost? And we'll share that with you. And this one cost is going to get you everything that we talked about.
Yes. All right. Drum roll. It doesn't need that much of a drum roll. Nikki's like, I'm done with the drum roll. I'm going to do it one-handed. So the cost is just going to be $50 a month, every single month, and you can cancel anytime. Nikki and I were discussing like the best way to kind of say this at one point. We were going back and forth with ideas. There are some communities that talk about spending X amount of dollars so that you can make back X amount of dollars. There's some people who say it's like $1 a day. There's some people who say, you can buy 10 cups of Starbucks. I think our thing is really, we don't really want to work with people who can't put the extra effort in, that you can't recoup your $50 and then 10x that. This is not a reselling group for people who just want to sign up and sit there and watch some videos and should go up to like one call a week and that's it. This is a group for people who actually want to get into this, grow their business to whatever extent that is, by the way. I don't care if you only want to make $500 a month or $200 a month. Maybe you just want to flip something twice a week. But if you actually want to do that and succeed, $50 is a drop in the bucket of what you're going to be making over a year, 6 months, or the lifetime value of the experience, the growth, and the personal opportunity you're going to create for yourself by signing up for this program. This is a freedom program. You can make as much or as little as you want, and that's up to you. But we thought the fairest price that we could possibly come up with was $50 a month, because we are putting so much time and so much effort into this, and we put so much time on the back end. But we also wanted to make it such an easy, affordable thing where basically if you didn't eat Chipotle twice a month, not to be corny, or if you didn't order out, or maybe you don't order out, I don't know, whatever you can cut for $50 a month, I'm not going to guarantee you anything because it's up to you. But what we can tell you and what we can guarantee you is if you do work hard and you do show up to the calls, there is not a single doubt in any of our minds that you will make as much or as little as you want to make. But it's up to you. It's your journey.
That's the cool thing is it's 2 items. If you can sell 2 $25 items, you're done. That's it. You're finished. I can tell you right now, if you've ever actually broken down your paychecks, I can tell you I spend way more than $50 on stupid stuff every single month and every single week. So I definitely think that it's something that is doable. And I think you guys will see the return very quickly in that. I would say within the first month, you'll already be paying ahead for the next month. Right. A lot of people are bringing up that coaching can also be used as a tax deduction. So ultimately that's a business expense. If you guys are going to join, make sure that you keep note of that. Add that on your taxes. It is a business expense. At the end of the day, let the government pay for that.
Thanks, Shelly. Shelly says, I don't think you need to justify the cost. I appreciate you saying that. I don't know. I think sometimes people hear a certain amount and they're like, well, yeah, I'm only making this much, but they don't realize the value and how quickly that can be recouped. So thank you guys so much. I'm seeing a couple of questions I'm just going to go ahead and address. One of them is about the YouTube membership. I made a post for the members only, so it sounds like maybe you guys haven't seen it yet. But I will be dissolving YouTube memberships for joining the channel, which was a small amount anyways. But that will be eliminated at the end of this month. So that will be closed. People will not be able to join join the channel perks essentially. But not to say that won't ever come back, but there's just so much more I can give you guys in this group that I think it's better well spent on this group. So that will be closing. The second question was, how are y'all going to do this? You're already so very busy, and I don't want you to get sick, sad, and burn out. I'm worried about you all. Lori,
thank you so much.
I appreciate your concern for sure. And to be honest with you, not to say we were at a place where we were feeling sick or anything like that, but we do know that it's a lot to take on. We are very aware that we were already doing a lot. When we decided to make this change, we knew that we were going to scale back. So my business is not going anywhere. Reselling is not going anywhere. We're still going to be selling on eBay, Poshmark, and possibly other platforms. However, we're just scaling back our listings. And we've also had some great opportunities just from growing wholesale. Nikki, you guys probably don't know to the extent, but she's working with probably how many wholesalers right now?
I believe I have somewhere around 30-ish wholesalers currently.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, as long as Trash Panda doesn't drop the ball,
we're not going anywhere.
Well, that was a joke. I didn't mean that literally, but we will be fine. Honestly, just what we're getting alone from Trash Pandas right now is enough for us to just stay the same with Plateau. We also just hired another employee. So if you think we're crazy, we're ready. So we're going to have a little bit of other things off of our plate as well. So yes, the next couple weeks will be a little bit crazy, but this launches January 1st. So we've got 2 weeks. We'll get this girl in, we'll get her hired. Things are ready. She starts tomorrow. And then a lot of that burden's coming off of our plate as well. We talked kind of briefly about the $50 you guys are spending and it being 2 sales to match that. This is kind of the same way. So we're able to kind of take a step back because we're making money in other incomes or in other methods. So it is doable. We've blocked the time. Sean and Bethany, Cayley and I, we've all sat down. We've blocked out our schedules. We've made the commitment, and we will not be burnt out. We've all got our coffee and we're ready.
We're all loaded up, and we just we also yesterday we hired our second part-time employee, which is going to be starting in January.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
He's super cool. He's a college student. He came over yesterday to our warehouse and he checked everything out. And he was like, "Do you guys want me to start today?" No, you can start in 2 weeks. We have a lot going on. But yeah, we've all taken the time to be able to do this for you guys. Part of why we're doing this is actually to bring more time to all of us, because we've all talked about it. And we feel like the more that we can provide value to you guys, the more the reselling community grows, more people will be buying on platforms, more wholesalers. Hopefully, if any of you guys are interested, which I know that there was quite a few people who reached out to us via DMs and on YouTube comments. We're going to be teaching you guys a step-by-step process for wholesale too. So anybody who wants to get into that, you will have the wholesale masterclass. And I'm sure there are other wholesalers out there. Shawnee T at Trash Pandas United has not heard of too many at the scale that we are at. And I'm sure there are people doing it silently that are probably doing it bigger. But I definitely think we're amongst some of the people who are doing it at a high level in the country. And we can definitely show you how to do that. And we're really excited for that.
I'm
so sorry, Dana.
I'm so sorry.
No.
I missed it.
I've been waiting on the list forever.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
We have.
so we've only
I
had.
actually.
Sorry, Cayley. We've
No,
only
go ahead.
had. Right now, we're working with 7 people, and we've only had 1 person drop off in the last 4 months, and like 3 people total since we launched ever. So it's really hard to add on new people because we really can't take on too many new people, which is why we're hiring out a little bit. We're hoping that in the next couple months, we might be able to turn that part-timer into a bigger part-timer. So he's working about 10 to 15 hours a week. We're hoping to bump him up to maybe 25 hours a week in the next couple months. And maybe if we can take on an extra person. But if you're interested in wholesale, we can teach you how to get people onto your wait list so that you can have a bunch of people waiting to buy stuff from you. Because not to be funny, but that's a huge part of what we do. You know, we have tons of awesome people waiting to sign up with us and to work with us. And that's just because we do a really good job at providing people with great value. So we can definitely show you how to do that too.
We've got a lot of wholesalers we've been working with that I think are really starting. I don't know if anybody knows, but Shelly, she's in here. She's one of our other wholesalers. She actually started a Facebook group for trying to connect wholesalers to buyers. And we've been trying to help get people into that group as well. I think that if any of those members in that group end up in our group, I think that they're going to find some additional ways to really grow that business. And I would say a lot of us will have opportunities to have additional wholesalers to buy from very soon with the mentorship of obviously Sean and Bethany. We do have some questions that are related to this whole group coming. So I wanted to go ahead and shout those out, and then we can go into other questions here in a minute.
Shelly also said, by the way, that she was inspired by you guys. That's why she started wholesale. I didn't know if you caught that comment.
That's amazing.
Aw.
I love that.
We love that. It
Her
really is.
username is Creating Happy Mondays. So if you see her, she's one of our mods. So Sean,
Yes.
Mandy wants to know, can you see these comments on your screen?
Yeah, I think they're popping up a little delayed, but I can see the one with Mandy.
Okay. How will we know if we're one of the first 15? Do you want to tell them?
Yes, you'll know if you're one of the first 15. I'm probably going to get to it today, but I'll have to manually go through it because I am not tech savvy. Even to do what you guys just did, signing up, took your boy like 2 weeks. Okay, so I am not tech savvy at all, but I will get to you guys.
My spirit animal, I'm telling you.
Yes, you guys, if you did sign up, you should have already received the link. You're already part of the list, the email list, to receive a notification if you're one of the winners for the one-on-one coaching and the new giveaways and stuff. And then for the first 15, I'll be into that probably today, but if not today, 100% by tomorrow, and you'll be notified.
Sean, when along the same vein, when can they actually sign up starting January 1st? Do we have a time in mind?
So what we're going to be doing, and this is kind of a little sneak peek, but in the 3 days leading up to that, 3 or 4 days, we don't know the exact time frame. We have to sit and discuss it. We're going to be doing a really, really cool pre-launch. So we'll probably have some kind of cool giveaway in there. We'll have something that's going to be really, really, really awesome for the first couple people to take advantage of that. And everybody else will be able to be part of that pre-launch sign up. So it'll probably be around the 28th or 29th, something around then.
Awesome. But definitely January 1st, we will be live for you guys to sign up. And just in case anybody is wondering, the January 1st,
It's a Monday.
It's a Monday. We are not going to, I know I said Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays. We're not going to be doing a call that Monday, but we will have a call Wednesday, Saturday. And then the following week we'll be on schedule with Monday and forward. But we are very, very excited to start this. And it's kind of like a New Year's resolution for all of us, I think, to get it ready and going and helping you guys out in the community.
Yes.
You guys have another question?
Yep, it's up here. So Natasha wants to know if we can pay 12 months at a time. And I'm going to deflect that to Sean, although his face looks slightly confused.
No, I got this. I have to talk to Cayley and Nikki, because I think if for people who do want to do that, we'll probably offer you guys some kind of discount if you want to pay the whole thing up front. So the answer is, can I say yes?
Yes.
Yes.
The answer is yes, but we just have to sit down and discuss what kind of discount that will be. But it will be probably something pretty significant if you want to do that.
I would say we could probably discuss in the next day or so and have that posted as well on Instagram, on both Instagrams, to let you guys know what that discount would look like if you purchased for a year.
Yeah, and the pre-launch website will be live in the next 10 days to 2 weeks. So you'll be able to see all of the, for everybody who's coming on now and everybody who's watching the replay and doesn't want to replay everything, we're going to have the breakdown of everything in the program. We're going to have everything that you can possibly have questions about, or not everything, but most of the things that you can have questions about on that website. And you'll also, when that pre-launch goes live, you'll probably be able to sign up for the pre-launch with 2 different payment options, I guess we'll have now. It'll be the monthly, or if you pay yearly, we'll do some kind of discount for you guys.
They want to know when the payments would start. So if they sign up for the pre-launch, I assume their payment would start January 1st, or would it start when they signed up?
I have to mess around with Kajabi, but I'm not going to charge you guys for any time that you weren't part of it. So either if you do the pre-launch, I'll give you early access to the course. If I can't figure out how to do the January 1st payment. So you'll either get early access to the course, which might be a cool added perk that we can throw in there, early access to the materials. And then you'll be charged every month on the same day that you signed up for the course. So if you did do early pre-launch and you did 30th, you'll get charged on the 30th of the next month. If you do January 1st, you'll get charged on January 1st. So I'll just have to mess around with it.
And it is month to month. So we had a follow-up question on that. It is month to month. You can cancel at any time. If you pay for January, you have access from January 1st until the end of January. If you pay for February, same thing. You could cancel at any time. If you cancel in the middle of the month, you don't get half the month back. You're just paid in for that month. And then once the month is gone, it's gone. But it is, I don't know, it's super exciting.
I can answer this.
Laura, sorry. Did I miss the schedule for the training? Is it 1 per month? LOL, like 1 live?
You did miss it. So signing up for Resellers Edge, first of all, you get access to Resellers Edge University, which has courses that you can click into specific for your own needs. So whatever live modules we've already had completed, you'll have access to those immediately to watch whenever you want, with new ones being added all the time. As far as the live coaching goes, we're doing it 3 times per week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. And we'll put out like an actual call schedule and stuff once you guys are in the group, with the times and how to click into it. But it'll be 3 times per week. Mondays and Saturdays are going to be like focused topic with Q&A, just talking with you guys, answering any questions you have. And then Wednesdays are going to be accountabilities with Sean and Nikki, unless obviously they are on vacation. You guys might have to deal with me or something, but almost.
Oh, no.
I don't get vacations.
Yeah, we're ready.
I need Nikki and I need to go watch comedy shows together. I need to fly out to Nikki and steal. I think, what did you call me the other day? Your work husband.
Yeah. Yeah,
think-
I have to be careful with that because I might actually offend my own husband. But I was like, I'm texting Sean. He was like, who's Sean?
my wife is right here too, you know. That's
That's
okay.
different though. I don't know.
Yeah, he was like, I said, it's a group chat. He's like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, there's Cayley and Bethany. He's hitched. It's fine. So,
We're
well,
gonna have a great time with those accountability calls for sure.
yeah, we're gonna have a really great time. Fun. I think that first week probably will be less accountability. Just full transparency. I think Sean and I will kind of let you guys know what we're going to explore, how the accountabilities call. I think that whole first week of videos or one-on-one meetings with us, those calls will be more of a what to expect for the following week. Just kind of get you guys in the groove, meet each other, give us a chance to talk, figure out what your guys' goals are, and then kind of go from there. So
Yeah, I think, and if you're somebody that like wants to be on live, I think we're going to do everything through Zoom. So I think you can go on without having like your video on, and you can still like chat or raise your hand and have audio. Like you don't have to be on with your video on, although I would love to see you guys. I think you can even like call in through Zoom too. So like lots of different ways you can join, or you can just watch the replay. But there's going to be 3 weekly calls. The one in the middle, Wednesday, is always going to be an accountability call, but the other 2 will be focused topics with Q&As. That way we can better serve you guys week to week and have some different time frames. Plus, for that person that asked, just in case you missed it, you'll also get access to the Facebook group where we're also going to be interacting and probably have regular posts and topics that we'll chat with you guys about. So you did miss it. There's a lot.
And
yeah,
if you guys
go ahead. Sorry.
And if you guys tell your friends about it, or if you guys post tons of awesome reposts and content about it, we'll have to add, more times per week to do more calls. Right now, we're just trying to get kind of a groove in and make sure that we can give you guys as much value as possible. But as the group grows, we probably will eventually start capping the calls so that we can give you as much value as possible.
Yes.
For anybody who's just getting on and has missed stuff, I'm not being rude. I'm just telling you probably want to scroll back because there's a lot for us to go back through everything all over again. There are so many different perks coming, so many different options. But at the end of the day, this is a course map that you guys will be able to join. We do have Alicia that's saying, and I just want Sean, you to kind of explain the whole practice here. She says, where do we join? I signed up, but I didn't put in my card info. Is there another link that I've missed? So can you just overview the whole, what this original email opt-in is versus what actually being signed up looks like?
Yes. So the email opt-in that you guys just sign up for, where you put your name and your email, is to receive the first 5 pillars of a successful 6-figure business, 6-figure reselling business. It's a mouthful. Sorry. That Cayley recorded, which is a really amazing piece of content, which can take anyone from where they are to where they want to be at a certain point. It's tons of information. It's really condensed, and it'll really give you some solid hitting points to start out at and really start hammering away at that. So we wanted to do that just to give you guys tons of value. Whether you sign up with us or not, if you do get that video, you're going to be able to sit down, watch it, and get a really, really, really great amount of content that can help you with your reselling business. As part of that, you will also be entered to win a 1 month of one-on-one coaching with us, the team. We got to sit down and figure out when that person wins, how we'll break that up. But you'll be entered to win that automatically by opting in. And you'll also be amongst, hopefully, I don't know what it is right now because we did have a lot of people sign up to begin with, an opportunity to be one of the first 15 people to get 1 month free. But just a little teaser. We don't know what we're going to do exactly, but if you sign up for that too, you'll be getting access to giveaways and some cool things that we'll be launching the week of or the week before the launch. So we might do some more giveaways where we get more people in for free for the first month. We might do half off. We might do one-on-one coaching. We might do Nikki flies to your city and then sits down and audits your business, and we record it and we put it on the internet for everyone to judge you.
I'm sold. I'll do it. I've been telling Cayley for the last 3 years that I would love to fly places and just fix all their inventory systems. That's like my happy place, but she won't put me on an airplane.
We got to get this done first. But I honestly think maybe someday, if this goes well, we constantly want to grow and we want to give back to the community. So maybe someday we will have like in-person events or, chances to win one-on-one fly to you. But we definitely want to provide value and make sure we can handle everything that we're offering to you. So I'm sure that there is much, much more to come. But by signing up for that link, as Sean was saying, you're just signing up to be notified via email, essentially, when you can actually sign up. So you're not opting into anything other than email notifications with that link that is provided below and in the comments. And then Sean, after that, when can they actually sign up?
So we'll be doing a pre-launch. We were saying earlier about 3 to 4 days before January 1st, and you'll be able to sign up around that time. Yep. And we'll be saying that out to your emails. We'll be announcing on Instagram. Cayley will be talking about it in some of her videos, I'm sure, probably at the very end, so she doesn't bother people who don't want to know about it. But yes, we will have a lot more information coming your guys' way.
Yes. Yep. So by opting in, you are not signing up yet. It's just giving you email notifications for when things are live. Just want to make sure we're ready. Calls, did we decide on Zoom? Isn't that what we said? Yeah. So calls will be on Zoom. EBC Vintage wants to know about bi-yearly or quarterly being options as far as payments as well.
I'm not sure. We have to discuss that. We really haven't gotten that far, but thank you for the idea. We will definitely, after we get off with you guys, or maybe later on today when we catch up, we're going to be talking about your guys' questions. And please give us feedback on things you want to see. Give us ideas for giveaways. Give us what you guys want, because this is for you guys. So if you want to see bi-yearly and quarterly options and we put a poll out or we discuss it and we think that's what people want, we're going to put it in there. If you guys want a certain module that you literally want to watch, like Cayley record and then post for you guys, and it gets voted on a lot, we will do those things. Same thing with wholesale and same thing with everything that you guys are looking for. We want to make this group for you. So please give us feedback.
Little Miss Nat asks where they can find you guys on social media.
Yeah, you can find us at Trash Pandas Wholesale on Instagram. And we don't have a YouTube.
we don't have a YouTube. We're very quiet.
But you can find us on Instagram.
Yes.
Cahu Laura said, I'm all in for January, but they're not going to be there till the 11th. That's fine. I mean, you could wait till the 11th to sign up, or you could go ahead and sign up and at the beginning of January. That way you're already in. You can kind of check things out. You'll have access to videos to watch, and you can also watch the replays after.
For sure.
Somebody asked about Ruthie asked about times of calls. I'm not going to set these in stone. They could still be changed. But we discussed doing 10 a.m. calls on Monday. EST, our time, with Cayley and I, just kind of going over a topic. Wednesday, Sean, do you remember what time we decided on Wednesdays?
Let me see my calendar.
I know I put it on my calendar, but heck, I can't remember.
I have 9 to 10 a.m. Central, so I believe that's 12 p.m.
Noon. Yeah. Okay, so noon here. I didn't put it on my calendar because I don't do wholesale calls on Wednesdays, so that's why I couldn't find it. But so noon EST on Wednesdays are accountability calls with Sean and myself. And then Sean and Bethany will be doing a call on Saturday. And what time did you guys decide? Was it 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time?
Yes, it'll be. Are we Pacific? Oh my gosh.
We are.
Yeah. We'll be doing 4 p.m. Pacific. So that's 7 p.m. Eastern.
All right, we're going to start going through you guys' questions. So if you have questions about anything we've discussed on this announcement, I also have some questions from the last video that you guys did about wholesaling, just a couple of them that I wanted to ask you today for the viewers. And then if you guys have any reselling questions, put them down below. I don't know what time Sean and Bethany need to get off, but we are definitely happy to answer your questions.
We are as well. We're here.
Okay.
Jared wants to know, so if you want to get one-on-one coaching at a later point, is there an option for an additional charge?
I can speak to that for right now. We do not have an option to just purchase one-on-one coaching at the moment. Everything will be group. However, maybe in the future, that is something that we will offer. The one-on-one coaching is going to be a giveaway. So once a month, somebody in the group will win one-on-one coaching with a coach of your choice, which would be 4 30-minute sessions. But that's going to be a giveaway that happens that somebody wins. It is not something you can purchase and get one-on-one coaching. Otherwise, I feel like we'd be pretty booked up.
Yeah, maybe at some point we'll continue to, I think we've already kind of discussed that maybe once a month we'll pick so many people out of the group to do one-on-ones. But I think it'll probably just be like, I don't know, we'll have a question that you guys can answer and first few people will win. Or maybe we do, Sean and I have an accountability call and we say, okay, everybody who's made all 4 accountability calls for the month, we do a drawing out of. There'll be different ways. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what those are because I think that that's part of it. We want this group to be something that you guys are reliably filling in. You're here, right? You're spending $50 a month. You want to grow your business. You can't do that if you don't show up. That's where the accountability comes from. So I think we'll find ways to evaluate for giveaways so that we will be able to each month meet one-on-one with some people. It just won't be something that you pay additionally for.
Yep.
Shelly says she wants me to come to her house. Priority goes to anyone who has a beach and it's warm because those are my favorite. Or like New York and Christmas time. Like I might be biased. It might just be where I want to travel. So we'll see.
Hey, Michelle, we're so glad you're here and can provide a little bit of an emotional break for you.
If you're just joining on, just letting you guys know, scroll back to the beginning. There's a lot of exciting things coming. Thanks, Little Miss Nat and Shelly as well for going through and kind of offering and helping us revamp over and over again. We appreciate that, but there's been a lot of information. So I would recommend scrolling back to the beginning. And that way you guys have everything available. Susan, I'm not going to try to pronounce your last name. We're just going to say Susan A. Would like to know if this will be available for Canadians.
Yes, it will be.
I'm glad you knew that because I immediately was like, and Shelly would like to know, are we going to record the one-on-one calls that we do? Do you guys want to talk about that?
We would like to, with the permission of whoever wins. Part of offering the giveaway will be permission to record some of those one-on-ones for promoting it basically and testimonials and things like that. But yes, we would like to record some of the one-on-one coaching calls, probably not all of it, but at least some of it with permission, obviously.
For sure.
This will be on a replay. So for anybody who's asking, saying they've got to go run and do shipping and things like that, no pressure. This will be recorded and posted. So you guys can catch the replay at any point. This is not a group related question, but Dana wanted to know that she set a purchase or a local pickup option for a purchase and has been contacting them for 6 days and they have not responded. What are her options?
I think you need to contact eBay and tell them what's going on so that they're in the loop. That way you don't get penalized for canceling an order. But I'm sure that they have some steps in place for that, but you need to contact eBay about that specific order and go from there with their direction.
I wanted to give a shout out to Ruthie B here. So might be switching to this group. The other one I'm in is super intimidating. So we've all had this conversation. There's a lot of reseller groups that are out there that you log in, you sign up, you get into the group, and the first thing you look at is you're like, oh crap, I have no idea where to start. The page is intimidating. I don't know where to navigate. I can't find things. We ended up picking Kajabi. As far as the platform to use, it's super user friendly. Sean has put in, bless you. Sean has put in a lot of extra work and really making it super navigational. So if you guys don't know, bless you again. If you don't know, Sean and I are not the most tech savvy. I think I rely on Cayley and I think Sean relies on Bethany for a lot of that stuff. But I can tell you from my perspective, just looking at it, it is going to be so easy to navigate. You're going to have a header. If that header applies to what you're looking for, you're going to click into it and your videos are going to be there. And I think that it is going to be something that is easy to navigate. You'll be able to kind of pick and choose what you want to watch. You're not going to get stuck in like a 2-hour roll of 60 videos. You can literally pick and choose what you want to watch, when you want to watch. Everything's going to have a description on what you're going to find out there. And just generally, we wanted this to be a place where people felt very confident in being able to navigate and it being easy. Plus, we have those one-on-one meetings. So if you're having an issue finding something, let us know. We'll have the email you can send emails to. Do you need help? How can we help? It's not going to be come in and then we're going to strand you. We'll make sure that this is somewhere that you're able to find what you're looking for.
I would just wanted to, I see your other comment down below about people in other groups being intimidating. I definitely don't I'm not trash talking any groups because I think there are people that get a lot out of some other reseller groups that are out there. And if it's right for them, I think that's the place that they should be. But if you are looking for a group that is more simple, more streamlined, a little bit more down to earth, we are going to be results driven. So we are going to be, keeping things very focused on results. We're not going to allow people to just come in and complain just for the sake of complaining. We are going to say, okay, what can we do about this? But I think if this sounds good to you and it feels like the right place for you, then this is the group that you should be in.
I completely agree. And I think just one last little touch point on that. I spoke about it earlier. We really want to hold your hand in a way that's going to make it best for you and kind of guide you through the process. And I think sometimes in some groups, people can get lost because they are a little bit more shy, or they can get lost because maybe they're too outspoken and some people don't really like that. And then they feel like an outcast. And I think an important thing that we really worked hard to cultivate, and we're going to continue to cultivate once the group actually launches, is making this completely inclusive, no matter where you are and where you want to be. And the focus is going to be on making you guys money. The goal is, how do we get you to make money? It doesn't matter where you are or where you want to be, but how do we get you to that goal? And the accountability is going to be really helpful with that. The calls where we answer specific questions, on what you want to accomplish and the things that you're struggling with eBay or Poshmark or wholesale, whatever. We really want to make this a place where you guys can hop in, like Nikki said, with the course material, but also on the calls and in the group. We will not tolerate bullying. We will not tolerate any kind of shaming. We will not tolerate anything that is not completely conducive to other people's success. I don't care about your opinion. I don't care how you feel, unless it's positive and you want to give somebody positive feedback, because not everybody responds to negative feedback. And I think that's really, really important. I'm not saying that we're not going to be harsh, because we do want to see you win, but you will never feel ever in this group by any of us that you are not welcome and that we don't want you to win.
Yeah. I think that that's a huge shout out. I think Sean really nailed that on the head. We talk about accountability for you guys, but we're going to be accountable in making sure that people aren't crap people, and that if they are just in there complaining and being rude and inconsiderate, that they're going to go. That's the first question I think I asked Sean when we developed this. Is I said, is there a ban button and can I be in charge of it? Because I don't want that for anybody. And there's nothing like meeting with somebody and then hearing, well, that's a crap way to do it. The cool thing is there's 4 of us, and there might be times where all of us are on a call and, Sean might say, well, this is how I would do it. And I would say, well, wait, this isn't how I would do it. This is what I would do. And Cayley might say, well, this is my idea. And then Bethany might come in and say, well, what about this? There are no right answers or wrong answers. It's just all of us collectively telling you what your options are. It's your business. You'll make all the calls on what you think is best for you. And then we'll give you feedback on what that is and how it's working and maybe other options you could try.
And for anybody, because I know this has been a concern of mine when I've been involved in other groups, is it going to be too beginnerish or is it going to be too expert level? I just want to say that we're going to have both. So just re-emphasizing, we're going to have tips at every level. We're going to be able to answer questions in the Q&A at any level. So don't feel like you can't be involved in it based on where you're at. You come wherever you're at and we've got something for you.
And no matter where you are too, just on that, the first thing you learn in, boxing is how to throw a jab, or in basketball, I don't know what the first thing you would learn is, but the first thing you learn is the basics. And in reselling, no matter whether you're, 5 years in, 10 years in, you're doing $10,000, $15,000 a month in sales, or you're just starting out, we can all learn from each other. And the important thing is not making someone feel silly for asking a question, because there are no silly questions.
Yes.
Just recently, Bethany and I, because we haven't been doing a lot of value on the platforms because we've been doing wholesale, we had to touch up ourselves on some things. We were like, oh, wow, that's such a silly thing that we completely forgot about. But when you're thinking about doing different things and you don't know the answer, asking and doing some research is all you need to do. We can all learn from each other.
Yep. We have a question, just a reseller question. The EBC says, do y'all put keywords in the descriptions? I saw somewhere that Google and eBay SEO indexes the name of the photo that you attach to your listing. So the name you save, it should be a keyword. Do you?
I'll go ahead and answer that. In terms of putting keywords in descriptions, I am a big fan of putting keywords in the title. And then especially on eBay, that title is then plugged into the description. When we were reselling full-time on the platforms, we listed first on eBay and cross-posted to every other platform. So that title was automatically then in the description. So I guess my answer to that is both, but you are focusing on those keywords in the title. In terms of the next part of the question, honestly, I don't know, honestly. So I would just upload from my phone. So the way my phone saves it is by numbers. So I don't think that's the most important thing in terms of SEO. As long as you have the correct keywords in your title, I think that's the number one thing that you should be on.
Yeah. We don't either.
So just because I do have some slight this much coding background and have, worked on creating websites and things like that, I can tell you that there is some truth to having a keyword, being the name of your photo and that getting indexed and things like that. But I just think it's unnecessary. I don't think that you need to go through and do that. I think it would be a waste of your time because you're going to get more pull based on the keywords in your title first. And then secondly, your description, that as long as you've got the right keywords in your title and your description, there is no need to do that to your photos. And to me, it would be a waste of time. I'm not going to say there isn't some truth to that because I think there is, but I don't think that it's necessary for resellers to do.
All right. Next question. Jared, are you going to have a Discord for questions?
No, you'll be able to post your questions on the Facebook group, kind of on the feed. And one of us, whether it's myself, Bethany, Nikki, or Cayley, will 100% respond to you. You'll also get responses from other people, but we will make sure that one of us responds to you.
We'll also probably have something that's kind of Discord-y in the Facebook group where we might post a question or a topic, and then you guys can just use that to chat amongst yourself in the comments. So, I mean, in a way, we kind of do. We just won't have Discord. Is that it?
Sorry, I was on my little La La Land over here. I was reading through some of these comments and I wanted to make sure. I would like to join, but I'm upside down backwards. I've had some accidental success, which is great, but also challenging because I immediately bought too much without a system in place to manage. Girl, preach. I can't even tell you. I'm going to pick on Cayley for a second. So sorry, work wife, but
every video,
I'm always like, let me tell you what. So when I started with Cayley, this was in April of 2021. 2020.
I think it was 2020.
2020. Long story short, I went to ship for the first day and I walked in and she was like, I think some of the items we sold are in one of these like 7 totes. And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, I think we sold some stuff in here. I had to dig through like 200 items in a tote, not bagged. Half bagged, not unbagged, but half bagged. Half was bulk, half wasn't. And I was thinking, there has got to be a better way. This is not working for me. So then we created the inventory bin system, which there's a video on forever. And we used that for a really long time. And then from there, we started putting inventory away each day. I think everybody starts at a different spot, and we're gonna talk about all of that. If you're here and you have no inventory system, cool. let's put that as a suggestion. We can talk about how to start one when you haven't had one and you already have a bunch of items. It's definitely doable. I think we're going to end up with a lot of really interesting videos because these are the kind of things that I don't think about anymore, but we've definitely been there. We've all had bad moments where we're like, man, looking back, I cannot believe that we did that, but we did that. Yeah, I don't know. I think that that's part of it.
Yeah, we've all four of us have had a lot of experience with the trial and error of not only inventory system, but also bad buys. You know, I see you mentioned that there. And also just like being upside down on sales, like not really knowing numbers and things like that when you first start. So we've definitely all been there. We understand the point that you're at, and we also understand how to help get you out of it. So we'd love to see you in the group if that's something you're able to do.
Agreed.
Yeah.
When I joined
I
Bethany,
knew he was going to bully me. As soon as you started, I was like, oh, God.
When I joined Bethany,
roasting time.
we had 1,400 active items.
I did not have that much.
She had 1,400 active items, and she had them all in garbage bags in our garage.
They were not in garbage bags.
They were in garbage bags, and they were completely random. Some were in bins, some were in garbage bags. And I was like, so where is this item you'd like me to pack? Oh, it's the one in the back. Yeah, you think I'm going to be able to find the Y2K fairy top that's green sparkly amongst the other 50 Y2K fairy tops that are black and purple and yellow and sparkly? I got no idea what I'm looking for. So anyways, I don't have to drag on the point, but we've all been there and done that. You know, we had it from that point. I literally sat down and we skewed 1,400 items over the course of a week, and we did it. I mean, it's doable. There's never a point where you can't just do a
never
U-turn.
Too late. I think is a good.
Yes.
Sometimes you can't do a U-turn. Sometimes you got to do a 3-point turn, and you got to go forward and go back and go forward and go back. But
even if it feels like it is, it's not. You can always. I think the most important thing to do is whenever you're at a crossroads in your business, is take a step back, really look at the foundations and the fundamentals of your business, and make sure everything is in order there.
I think we are towards the bottom of the questions. So we're going to go ahead and ask Susan's question. And then if you guys have any questions, put them down below and we'll get to them. And then after Susan's question, unless you guys have more, I'm going to go to some of the questions I got on you guys' interview about wholesaling that I know people were wanting to know the answer to. So let's start with Susan, which is, what recommendations do you have for listing quickly? It takes me forever with only having 3 or 4 people. You list so many per day. Do you want to share a tip for listing quickly?
I think the biggest thing is doing stuff in bulk. So everything that we do at a bulk function. We upload everything at one time. We do all the photos at one time. We upload all the photos at one time. We do all the listings at one time. We make sure that we're never like walking over and doing a photo and then uploading on the phone. We do everything on the desktop so we can just like chunk all the information and then drag and drop. But I think that's a huge thing is the bulk function. We go through and we put all the SKUs in at one time. We put all the weights in at one time. We make sure that we're really just chunking everything that we can so that we're constantly in the rhythm. And then it's just really a system of just clicking drop downs and then moving on. We've gotten it down to about 6 to 7 minutes per listing through the entire process by doing it like that.
We can do it faster, but
yeah, we can. But just looking at like employees and us on an average, I think a lot of it is that bulk function process and really just plugging and playing everything you can in a very systematic order. We also mentioned at one point or multiple points is the Ohio rule. It's just only handling each. Sorry, I'm floofies. Only handling each item one time. So how, rather than grabbing it and photographing it and putting it in a tote and then coming back and listing it and pulling out of the tote to look at it and then putting it into an inventory system, we do all of it at the exact same time to really just streamline the process.
Yeah. My tip for you on listing quickly and the thing that helped me get faster, and then I'll kick it to Bethany and Sean if they have a couple tips of their own. But I think you really need to like take the time, sit down and learn all of the drop downs for what's on the platforms. Specifically talking eBay. I feel like if you can learn eBay, you can learn any platform, but specifically on eBay, you know, they've got the sleeve types, they have the types of dresses, they have the V-necks. You know, I think that's where a lot of people get hung up. And I think that's why listing takes so long, is because you're spending too much time trying to figure out each, what each drop down is once you get to it. I would say take a day, stop what you're doing, look up all the drop downs and just figure it out. Because once you get to the point where you already know what the drop down is going to be before you click on the drop down, is when you're going to start seeing that like really quick getting listings done. I think people get too hung up because they don't commit to memory. They just wait until it's time to list it. But spend the time, learn the drop downs and what all of those types of things are, and I think it'll make listing so much faster. Bethany, Sean, did you guys have some tips for listing quicker?
Bethany's definitely got the tips, but I already know the first thing she's going to say, because it's something that we focus on, is keyword vomit. We call it that. So knowing your keywords, like Cayley was saying, taking your time to know the drop downs is super important. Also, I'll let her talk more about it, but knowing your keywords, just, understanding styles and trends and really knowing how to plug and play that, and having a title structure is super important.
Yes. Yeah. If you can create a system and you do not have to think as you do, that is the fastest way you're ever going to get through anything in reselling, especially listing. I think what Cayley said is the most important. You need to fully understand everything you're looking at, unless you're just not going to get any faster if you don't fully understand. I mean, there's tips and tricks. When I was selling a lot of these same things, I would sell similar my own listings, but I was at the point where I had that to sell similar from. So you need to get to a point where you fully understand what you're listing, and you can look at an item and you already know what you're going to call it, what you're going to say about it, the details of it, what is the types of sleeves, what's the type of hem. So you need to fully understand the item, and I think listing will get so much faster. And
the descriptions too. We had a layout when we were training our VA. There was a title layout.
Yeah.
Sorry, Cayley, go ahead.
No, you're okay. We're figuring something out on the back end. Keep going.
No worries. We had a title layout that we used for every single thing.
Yeah, I will disclaimer that we did have virtual assistant. There was a point in which I was listing fully by myself, but for
$55 a day when we were reselling.
Yeah, but it got to a point where we did have a virtual assistant. But they did exactly what I would show them to do, and that is also an option for you if you're at that later growth part in your business. But I think number one, the first thing that you need to know is how to do it yourself before you ever hire someone to do that for you.
Right. But the title template.
I think that is most important. Yeah.
And then a description template as well that you can use. So we had in the description, we also had the title would be copied down, and then we had the measurements, and then we had
have your own system. And it's the same thing that you do every single time. You have your own template and you can just plug and play.
Beth has 30 templates. That's pretty amazing.
There you go.
All right. Well, I am going to transition really quickly here and ask you guys some questions that people asked from your interview about wholesaling. First of all, everybody wants to see you pack 25 items into a bag. So we got to make that happen. We got to do a little clip.
Maybe we'll do that as one of the video giveaways. Like, here's how you pack. I don't know if people are gonna watch it for the entertainment value or they're gonna watch it for the knowledge, but either way.
I think it's definitely entertainment at this point. I had a lot of people say they couldn't wait to see that. So one question somebody had, they said, thanks so much for conducting the interview. What do you do with unsold pieces? So some of your clients take everything. Some of them do not. And what do you do with the items that your clients don't take?
This is a very important question, and I'll have to answer it in a roundabout way. You shouldn't be buying things that you don't have at least an 80-ish% sell-through rate with your clients. I know it's different when you're reselling, but you should have your clients down pat pretty good so that you understand. And this is by asking them questions. This is by experimenting over the course of a couple weeks. But we have about an 80 to 85% buy rate amongst all of our clients for all the items that we have. What we do with the items that don't sell, to answer that question, is we have alternate routes. So we also wholesale ourselves to other people who might need inventory for different things, or we trade with people who might want some pieces. We also do buy-sell trade stores. So we don't actually physically go to them, but we have some that we work with that we ship in bulk to. And to give you an example, if we send you guys a pair of aloe leggings that maybe you don't want, just as a random example, maybe it doesn't have the sell-through rate that you're looking for. I mean, someone who would sell that at a buy-sell trade store would definitely take that for $3. And we've already made our profit on that.
So for us, it's not unsold.
Right.
If there's someone else that will buy it and they can make use of it.
And if we do, I mean, I'm not going to say we have nothing that we get rid of at the end of every week, but I would say it's of 1,000 items that we're or 1,000 to 1,200 items that we're sending out to people. No joke, we maybe don't have an outlet for maybe 20 or 30 of them. I mean, there's got to be such a small amount of items that we don't have an outlet for, and those either get redonated or they get given to somebody else.
Or I keep it.
Yeah.
Awesome. That same person also asked, do you keep any kind of inventory or logistical spreadsheet?
No.
Absolutely not. You do not. I mean, this is...
You could.
There might be other
I
wholesalers.
can help you if that's how you need. That's not how my brain works, unfortunately. Like, I really wish it did. It never has. I will. I think it's different in a wholesale business and a reselling business. I think that is a completely different question.
Yeah.
In that sense, but in what we do, because we are getting rid of items so quickly, it just would not work for the way that we do our business. And in my mind,
I would also say I would be super impressed if, with the volume you need to make money in a wholesale business, you could keep up with that many items every week. Because your goal is to get the items in and get them out as fast as humanly possible.
Mm-hmm.
And while doing that, there is absolutely no time and no need to make any kind of inventory system.
If you know what you're doing, if you feel like you're at a good point and you can track those items mentally, like I can go into our warehouse and I know what we're sending to who. I know already who already bought what, and I have that already organized for myself. If you need extra organizational help, by all means, please do. You know, like use a spreadsheet for yourself. We use calendar. I would not be okay without my calendar. So whatever organizational support that you need, that is what you should do.
Yeah, just not
but not time consuming. Yeah. Like, if it's too time consuming, then it's actually taking away. It's not helping, it's hurting. So I think in moderation.
Awesome. To give you guys a shout out too. One thing that we do, I know that you guys have kind of asked for, is if sometimes we reject something, on why we're rejecting it. What is it? What's the reason for passing? I'm sure you guys do that with some of your other buyers as well. Just talking about getting to know your buyers and not buying things they don't pick up. If 2-3 times in a row, Sean and Bethany pick up the exact same item, and every week we say no, 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 they're eventually going to say, okay, they're not buying this. I'm not buying this. So I think that that's a lot of it too, is knowing why your buyers are rejecting things so that you can know to make better decisions in the future. For us, there's certain sizes that we buy. And as soon as that changes, we'll reach out and say, hey, unfortunately, at this point, we can no longer purchase this brand and these sizes. These are the sizes I would need for you to purchase. And it protects them from having to end up buying something that we're unable to purchase anymore and getting stuck with it. I think if you have a great relationship with the people purchasing from a wholesaler, then you have kind of a leg up on that as well.
Yes. Naughty Thrifts on your interview asked a question. I'm going to condense the question down, and I know that you guys are going to do a deep dive in the group on this. So just generally speaking, they want to know, how do you find more bins, like locations, like outlets or warehouses where you pay by the pound or the piece and it's super cheap, besides the Goodwill bins? Like, how did you guys, I guess, make those connections? I think what they're asking is, like, did you just go around asking like each Goodwill? Did you put it out on social media? Like, how did you find some of those places?
This is one of those things that I will say, you really have to be that, you have to let that entrepreneurial spirit in you get out. There is no, right? So obviously in some situations in life, there is a definite no. When someone says, I don't want to go out to dinner with you, and you say, do you want to go out to dinner again? They say no 3 times, leave them alone, right? But when it comes to your business, there is no. There is, how do I accomplish this? There's never a, can I do this? You never want to ask yourself, can I get to $10,000 a month? You want to say, how do I get to $10,000 a month, right? So anybody, I don't care where you are in the country, even if you're in the middle of nowhere, where there's no resources by you, I guarantee you that there is a way, somehow, I can even brainstorm with you in the group. Doesn't matter how long it takes us to get what you need. So for us, I mean, wholesale was really, really a hard conceptualization for us, because it was like, how do we profit on, when we first started, we were charging $5 a piece. how do we profit on $5 a piece? It was hard, right? Especially our cost of goods was sometimes higher. Because we were at the beginning, we were buying a lot of, I think at the time, there was just a lot of jeans and jackets coming out when we first started wholesaling. So we had to buy what was available, and it was expensive because those are higher cost of good items. So you got to be resourceful, number one. Number two, Google is your best friend. Do deep dives, do research, use TikTok, use YouTube, use Instagram Reels, look up hashtags, like do your research on that. And as far as the networking part of it's concerned, I'm going to have a whole module in the program, which is going to be really beneficial for your business on how to network with other resellers and other businesses. But that's a huge part of our business too. Just yesterday, someone came to a warehouse. They took maybe 100 men's t-shirts and items that we just couldn't sell for much. We might be able to sell them for $6 or $7 a piece. But in return, for the next month or so, they're going to give us all of the women's clothing they can possibly get. And whether we can sell that for $3 a piece, $7.50, $15, or $30, they gave us they gave us a mother shirt and a pair of Reformation jeans just yesterday off this stuff. So you just have to make these kinds of connections and figure out what's best for your business. But put yourself out there. Specifics I'll go into in the program. And if you have anything specific and you're watching this here about that, I can answer it. But that's kind of the gist of it.
Okay. And Resell Butler asks, on shipping, do you use an 18 by 18 poly mailer or bigger? And do you ship out using USPS, or what service do you use?
USPS, and the exact size I actually do not know because we tested like 20 or 30 sizes. So I'd have to double check on that. And if you're part of the group, I can let you know on what that size is.
These guys are like ship wizards. Like
just yesterday, I packed your guys' order. I think it was 106 items, I believe. And I packed that into 5 bags.
And they were huge.
And they were big items. They were bigger items. So,
yeah.
And we did the other day a smaller order, and I fit 32 pieces per bag. So you got to do what you got to do.
Solid.
Need to send you a trophy or something.
I'm gonna get you a trophy, and I'm gonna present it to you on our coaching calls.
Thank you very much.
Somebody asked, and again, generally speaking, they want to know how to do, like, how are you pricing the items to resellers? Like how to determine pricing, essentially. Just like a general tip you guys might have.
Well, when I first started reselling, I only resold with stuff from stores, mostly similar to how Cayley sources in stores and her Thrift With Me's. And I would basically, when we first started, I went into myself and I'm like, if I was in a store and I saw this item on a hanger, what is the price where I would not buy it at because it is just too expensive? And I told Sean that. And he was like, okay, but there's other factors involved too. Like, you're providing a service, like you are not just a Goodwill store where there's like 100 items and 99 of them are not great. And you scoured through the entire store and you found the one item. If you are a wholesaler and you are good at what you do, you're providing a curated list of items that you are really helping that reseller out by giving them any opportunity to buy from you. So you have to keep in mind, one, you need to be fair, right? Like, you need to give them a profit margin that is fair. And especially if you ask them, what is their average profit? Like, what is their average sales price? Something that fits in their business model that also keeps in mind the value of your time and the value of your service. There is always a point in the middle that you can meet at. I think that you can be fair to both the person that you're working with and yourself. And I often have trouble being fair to myself. And that's why I have Sean here to sit me down and let me know, like, Bethany, like, maybe you're not doing the right thing in terms of stuff like that. And you need to have that conversation with yourself if you don't have Sean. But if you're in the group, you will. And he can yell at you like he yells at me. But
I don't yell. I think it's important. And
there is a middle ground and there is a balance, and you will find it through trial and error and with working with the right people.
Yeah.
And I think it is so entirely complicated and important, but you need to work with the right people, source the right items. And if you're sourcing the right items, they will pay the price that you ask if it's fair.
Yeah. One last thing I want to add on to that, because this is the crux of how you make money in wholesale. Mm-hmm. It's not just about buying the item for a low price that you can then make money on. It's being fair, yes, but you are also a business. Mm-hmm. You have to treat yourself like a business. And if we're going to sell pieces to somebody for, let's say when we first started, it was $5 a piece. Our cost of good is, let's just say, $1. Our gas, let's just say, adding to all the items that we're sourcing adds 10 cents. That's $1.10. The poly bags that we're buying are 30 cents a pop. That's 30, 60, 90. That's $2. Now you're at $2 on $5. You didn't include taxes. You didn't include your time. You didn't include all of those things, right? So at the end of the day, is $5 enough for you? Maybe, right? But remember that you're also providing a huge service to resellers. Resellers do not have to spend, like, I know when we first spoke to Cayley, she's like, I got to drive an hour to get to my nearest bins. Okay, well, that's 2 hours in her day. And then what if she goes to the bins that day and they only rotate twice? What if she goes to the bins that day and she only gets 10 pieces? Or what if she goes to the racks?
What about 10 pieces? What about my back?
Right.
That's the service, not limping for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like y'all are taking one for the team.
I love it though.
You're a business and you have to find the pain points. This is actually, I'm going to go really in depth into this in the group, but you have to find the pain points of why would they rather buy from me than buying from either the bins or from the stores. And if you can find those pain points, like why they need that, which is typically time, money, or maybe they have kids at home, or maybe they have this, or maybe they have that. You have to talk to people, find out why they need you, and then fit that gap. And we could be charging, I'm not being dramatic. I know for a fact there are 2 or 3 clients, we could be charging $10 or $12 a piece, and they would buy it from us because they have families. They live an hour and a half away from their bins, and they want to be doing something different with their time. So those people specifically, we could charge more. We don't, but we could be. And I think that's really important to figure out is like, what are the pain points of the people I'm working with? And how do I fulfill that at a fair price that they're willing to pay? Because some people are willing to pay more than you think, you know, for that $50 piece. Like sometimes I know we sent like a Magnolia Pearl to you guys a while ago, or a couple of them. It's like, you guys will pay $50 for Magnolia Pearl because how often are you going to come across something you could sell for $250 for $50? Not very often, right? But some people might say, but what if they can't make 250? What if they only sell for like 180? Well, ask.
Who cares?
Right?
Yeah.
Sorry, that was my rant.
No, that was good because you kind of led into another question. I'm seeing a couple questions come through too on the live for YouTube, so I'll go back to those and answer those in just a second. But along the same vein of pricing, we had someone else who said that they were a wholesaler themselves. They only shop at the bins right now, but they have access to really good stuff at other stores where they might pay up a little bit more, but that would mean charging their clients $7 to $12 per item. Will people pay those prices?
Yeah, the right people. You just have to find the right people. Like for our group, not everybody is the right fit. If you go to a gym that you don't like because it doesn't have the right vibe that you want to be there, it's not the gym for you. You know, and everything in life, there is a fit if you can find it. But people definitely do pay those prices.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it depends on what the value of the item is too. So even just from my side of it, I obviously don't set pricing. That's all something that the wholesalers are setting for themselves. But my first question is, if you tell me you're going to sell it for $2, I'm sold, right? But as soon as you up that to $5, okay, now I have to start getting slightly picky. I can't buy anything that's not going to make at least $25. And then it gets, you know, they want $10. Okay, well, I can do $10, but now I need to make $40. I can do $50 an item, but I'm going to have to sell it for a couple hundred. So there's really no price point where I feel like buyers won't purchase something. Maybe fear of like risk, I guess, a little bit. But good established businesses that are okay with risk and reward will pay whatever they have to pay, just to make sure that they have the opportunity for those items.
Yes.
Right. And just one last thing on that, like for you guys specifically, you won't buy things that you can't profit X amount of dollars off of. But for anyone who's really interested in wholesale, I will tell you, people will make $5 or $10 on an item in net profit if you can fulfill their pain point. If it's a mom who physically does not want to leave her house because she has a family at home and she's totally fine with making $5 or $10 and you charge 10 and she sells it for 25 and she nets $5 or $10 after profit, if you can find her, you can charge as much as you like. You just have to find the people that fit into your business model and make sure that you guys can profit and you're being fair. I do have to say you have to be fair. Even when it comes to refunds, Nikki let us know because Nikki lets us know once a month, just for example, when we have an issue, you can ask Cayley, you can ask any of our clients, you can go to our Instagram page, and if you can figure out who our clients are, you can DM them. You can ask them, what happens when there's an issue? Automatic refund. I don't care if it's $150, $200, $300. sometimes if we have a really bad month because we have a new employee who's taking bad pictures and doesn't check for things, sometimes we got to refund $400 or $500. But you know what? That's the cost of doing business. So just to tie that in, you have to be fair and treat your clients with respect because they are people and they are a business. Mm-hmm. And sometimes they might not align with what you want. So you have to find a middle ground if you want to work with them.
Absolutely. Susan, I see your question. I did slightly answer that in the beginning, but no, with the addition of the group, my YouTube channel is not going anywhere. I will still be putting out the same kind of content for you guys. And actually, I believe maybe not in the beginning because it is a lot of work to get the group started up, but I do believe that having the group is going to allow me to have more time soon to be able to put out more content on YouTube. So I'm very excited for that. And no, my channel is not going anywhere. But I will say that if you are somebody who wants more one-on-one, like specialized help for your particular situation in your business, then come to the group because you're going to get so much value there and get to things faster and have everything in one place. Do we have any more questions on that one?
On this page?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, no, I meant on
here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lisa says, I missed the beginning. Can someone in the chat tell me when this group will meet? So the group will meet Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday to start. There is a potential with mass amounts of people for us to add additional days and times. Monday, 10 a.m. EST, Wednesday, noon EST, and then Saturdays, 4 p.m. PST. With obviously choices for additional time. We'll also have a Facebook group you can access anytime, and you'll also have access to any of the videos or replays for any of the videos at any point as well.
Yep.
Emmeline wants to know any thoughts on Whatnot starting auctions at $1 as potential competition.
I start my Whatnot auctions at $1. I honestly I think it's kind of, I'm not going to say absolutely necessary because I'm still figuring out Whatnot for sure. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be an expert, but I do feel like I got a little bit of skin in the game now and I've tried out a couple things and I can tell you that starting an auction at a low amount is good because it entices buyers to want to bid more. But ultimately, you decide what your starting auction is. But I have had more success personally with starting everything out at $1. I'm kind of wondering if you maybe read something that Whatnot was going to make everyone start at $1. I haven't seen that, but if they did that, I don't think it would go over well with their sellers. So, but I do think that for us, starting at $1 has been pretty beneficial.
Little Miss Nat, whenever you start your first Whatnot show, you should send me a text and I will be sure to watch it and join because I've missed you and I'm very excited.
Yes, definitely.
All right, we have caught up on questions. Does anybody else have any additional questions? Anything for us or for the pandas? Okay, I'm going to interrupt for a second while we're waiting to see if anybody has questions, but I think Sean and Bethany will find this hilarious. So I don't even know what I was doing, but at one point I was talking to Cayley about you and nothing bad, obviously, way back when we first started doing wholesale. And she said something about trash pandas, and it hit me all of a sudden that a trash panda was a raccoon. And I died. I thought that was the funniest thing ever. And I was like, oh my God, they're taking stuff out of the trash. They're pandas. They're raccoons. And she just looked at me like I was a complete idiot. She was like, you've never heard that. And I was like, no, I haven't. And I was so impressed.
Funny.
And I don't know. I just thought you guys would appreciate that I've really enjoyed your name this entire time. So
me too. I'm so glad you appreciate it. That was my contribution. Just partnership of our name.
It's been good for sure. We have a question. Do you always want 3 times the cost from a reseller's perspective?
I think that you should I think you should aim, especially in the beginning, but for pretty much all of your business, to 2 to 3 times your cost. Obviously, there's a bunch involved with that. You want to consider how quickly the item's going to sell because it's, you know, taking up storage space and things like that. But if we're just talking like how much it might sell for, then I think you should 2 to 3 times at least, in order to guarantee some meat on the bones, potential, you know, price drops or offers or promotions and things like that. What do you?
There's so many things that go into it.
Yeah.
Do you have employees? Do you not have employees? Do you have a business space? Do you not have a business space? Do you have to accept offers? Are you not going to accept offers? Do you have to pay somebody to list it? Do you have virtual assistants? How long does it take you to list? How long does it take you to store? Do you have to drive? Do you have gas?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think in general, because those things, yes. But I think in general, for a reseller that does deal with a lot of the things that she mentioned, even without employees, that aiming for 2 to 3 minimum, your buy cost is going to leave enough meat on the bones. What do you guys think, Sean and Bethany?
I think 2 to 3 times is fair. I would err on the side of 3. But it's different. It depends what kind of volume business you are as well, and like what your business can afford to profit. But I'd say 2 to 3 is fair.
For reselling.
Yeah.
Yep.
All these other people are saying that they didn't know that trash pandas were raccoons either. So
A panda is like black and white and really cute, and then a trash panda is a raccoon. You know, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's cute.
I thought it's very original, but I was very confused at first, which is not unusual for me. So.
All right. Well, thank you, Lisa. Yes, definitely go watch from the beginning so you can learn all about what we are about to offer and are so excited about. And if you guys haven't already, make sure to click that link down below, because even if you're not one of the first 15 people, you're still going to get access to that free video, and, you know, have access to be notified for the upcoming group as well, being on that email list. We cannot wait to see you all there. I know some of you already are going to sign up. I mean, I've had like a wait list in my Instagram. I think I probably should go back and reach out to those people and be like, it's finally here. But I know that some of you have been waiting for it. I know some of you are probably planning on signing up. So thank you so much in advance. We're super excited. We want to offer so much value and help to you guys, and we can't wait to do so. So we look forward to seeing you there. And if you guys have, you know, any other questions, you can comment, and we'll be happy to answer your questions about the upcoming group. But more information coming about that soon, as well as like a sign up page for that coming soon. You guys have anything you want to say before we hop off?
Anything?
Oh, we're just super pumped. Honestly, we are so excited to announce this. We are so excited to start, and we are going to have such a blast together, and we're all just going to grow so much. I'm pumped.
Me too. And also look out for those emails, because you'll be getting a bunch of them in the next couple of weeks. Not a bunch. You're not going to be overwhelmed, but we're going to be sending over some cool exclusive giveaways. And closer to the end of the month, we'll announce who won that one-on-one month of coaching. So also, not just if you're not the first 15, but also enter for the chance to win that month of one-on-one coaching from us as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kachina, yes, we do purchase things if we know that it's going to flip quickly. We're super willing to pay up for it. It sounds like a good sale for you as well. I would be cautious paying up for stuff. I do think that you should, you know, make sure that the sale is going to happen quickly and you're not going to sit on it and end up having to, you know, drop the price eventually. So I think if the sell-through rate's there and you can guarantee that sale, I don't see a problem on paying up for stuff, but I would be cautious and do your research for sure. Awesome. All right, guys, those are all the questions we have. Super excited to see you. Don't forget to click the link below, and we'll have more information coming up soon.
Thanks,
Bye,
guys. Have a
Bye.
wonderful day. We're excited to see you soon.
Yes. You too.